Hi, I'm Rosie.
Yay, I'm back on YouTube.
Welcome to my channel, where I look into what's going on intuitively in the world, from the political to the personal.
You can book personal readings on my website, rosieinsights.com.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. No, so I'm just recording this brief, short video to discuss a vision I had of Biden. Honestly, I don't even remember if it was early this morning or late last night. I think it was late last night because I had been reading up on a lot of the cable attacks, right? And then I saw this image. I think it was today. I don't even know anymore, honestly. I saw this image of Biden smiling, and behind him, there was this like an explosion. It's like as if there had been an explosion under the sea, and and the water. It's like this huge splash, but like it was somewhere under. I could tell that it was because there had been an explosion undersea. And again, there was this image of Biden kind of smiling and happy. And I believe that he was telling the nation that what I understood from this is that probably there could be some sort of like finally somebody strikes back, Russia probably for messing around cables and having submarines in places where they shouldn't be. Corina was saying yesterday, I was saying also that they just are everywhere, really, and they're kind of like tolerated. It feels a little bit like trolling, but considering what has been happening, it feels as though Biden takes action. And then when I saw this, I also see that saw that as Biden was saying this, that there was the head of NATO. I always see him everywhere, and all of this throughout. Whenever I see the image of Biden taking action, I always see the head of NATO with him, kind of pushing him or behind him, and them acting together. So that's what it is. That's what I see. Okay, that it could be something like that, where something like this happens. Okay, so that would make sense considering everything that we're going to talk about today. There's been more cables cut since I posted yesterday. So it's an ongoing situation. Ongoing situation. So anyway, so then I see he's like he is happy as if he's also speaking to the nation. So this is it. Okay. I just wanted to share, and because this connects to what we're going to look into today. All right. Now on to the next part of today's episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome, Rosie and Corina Psychic Listeners. So,
Hello.
hello. So we have a few topics to cover today. So we do the protection, right, Corina? Because it's good. Okay, all right. So
Yes, I think that should be a
let's ask for protection. Beautiful
yes.
light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I fill my lungs as I breathe out. I create a circle. I create a circle. I step into it. I feel protected and connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources, that it create the good and only the good, and so it is. Okay. So let's get started. Let me share the screen here. All right. So just 1 second. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Sorry, we're gonna go back to the beginning. Okay. All right. So here. Okay. So so yesterday we did the episode really we focused a lot on this situation that it was happening, that there was one cable cut. I do think that by the time I did it, I may have seen already, but I didn't post it. But came out today actually, Germany suspects sabotage after undersea internet cables are severed. And that Finland is right there next to Russia. And there's somebody left a comment here, somebody from Finland, saying the cable between Finland and Germany is also broken. Greetings from Helsinki, Finland's capital, 180 miles from St. Petersburg. Think about how they're in so much danger, right? Think about it. So that's right there. Now, this I posted, I created a post. Many people saw it, maybe not everybody saw it, but if you haven't seen it, was yesterday also that there was a Russian spy ship escorted away from the area with critical cables in our sea. And so that's it. So here it is. It was spotted on Thursday east of Dublin and southwest of the Isle of Man, but Norwegian, US, French, and British Navy and our defense services initially observed it accompanying a Russian warship, the Admiral Golovko, through the English Channel last weekend. So here, its presence has raised fresh concerns about the security of the interconnector cables that run between Ireland and the UK, carrying global internet traffic from huge data centers operated by tech companies, including Google and Microsoft, which have their EU headquarters sited in Ireland. So that's this reality. And then just something else here. So this is a comment from somebody here who is in the community saying, when is this going to end? I am from Lithuania, and 2 Spanish nationals were detained just now for plotting terrorist attacks in Lithuania, hired, of course, by Russia. So I looked it up, and in fact, here's the headline: 2 Spanish nationals detained for plotting terrorist act in Lithuania's Šiauliai. And of note is that Lithuania, I don't know, I don't remember exactly if it borders with Russia or it's very close, basically. And the thing is, they support Ukraine, right? And I'm sure, and they're constantly sabotaging Lithuania. I feel like I've heard about this. A lot of those countries around that area are targets of Russia and aggression. So here it is, the news of the Lithuanian president urging Ukraine to stay strong on 1000th day of Russian aggression. So again, this is like what they do, right? So
yeah,
yes, I guess, Corina, for us here, the two, you and I, the questions we could ask are, for example, I think I would like to know, what are they doing now, or what is their plan with these? First with the cable cuts, and then we can ask about terrorist attacks on Lithuania. But what are they doing? Why are they? I mean, I obviously it's some sort of like a terror campaign, but why? What is their agenda? What is their goal? Okay, with these, is there more? Do they plan more? What's going on? What's happening? Let's see.
Hmm. What are you picking up?
So immediately I see that the little drawings of the cables in the European area, like these ones. And then I see that immediately, then the next, they're doing clipping these, and then they're going to go to the big one that connects the US to Europe, or like and they're like so excited to go clip it. And that's when they get caught. I see they get like almost like an undersea animal grabs them, and that's it, and it stops it, and that's what, and then it shows me again the image of Biden with the undersea explosion behind him, with the screen behind him, like we see, like as if it was even like a zoom, we're on Zoom, but a zoom background of like this explosion. He's kind of happy, and then he's addressing the nation. Okay.
And that's the same vision you've had for years, actually.
Oh, that's right. That I forgot. So I remember saying that I had seen, isn't there, Corina? I remember this.
You said that years ago with the submarine or the explosion in the
Right.
sea.
That's right. So I see it, but I see it, the thing is averted, because they knew, I see even like that the US was picking up the conversation. Their plan, what they were going to go do, and then they let them go close, and boom, explode the thing. And I see, it's funny, I see Putin like, how dare they? How dare they? I'm planning for 25 years. I was planning cutting. Just when I getting close to cutting, they kill him. That is disgusting. I have a right to provoke, to attack all the time because NATO come to me. It's my right to kill people, to harass, to bully. Nobody can talk back to me. No, what is he thinking? Grandfather? Ah, he's not a nice man. Look at him. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so and again, it's so interesting when I think I had this the other day when I was like, what? Like I had this impression that they are just like shocked. That it's so bizarre to me.
They were, I think they believed this narrative that I even feel that they may have created, that, oh, Joe Biden will never do anything, because that's the narrative they wanted out there, because people tend to believe it, and it makes people think, well, should I do that or should I not? They didn't want him to fight back. So they put it out there, oh, he'll never fight back. He doesn't want America to, have a civil war. No. But I saw those men that I saw earlier where everybody's dressed in black, and it was below sea, above. They've been eyeing this for a while, kind of like what I saw earlier, where they've been watching it happen because they caught those submarines, way back, checking out those cables. So they've been aware of it since then. They've been watching it. And kind of what I felt earlier too is they have been waiting for these events to go down because they knew exactly how they were going to do this. And they were just waiting for, oh, thank you, you did this. Thank you, you did this. It's like evidence for them for the long haul. So, yeah.
You mean that our side is waiting for it?
Yes. They knew, it was going to happen. And I goes back to what you were talking about with NATO. They knew this was going to happen. They were all aware. They've been watching.
Okay.
It's the final straw.
Yeah, and I got this just a confirmation, Corina, of what you saw, that with the Trump election, quote unquote, they thought, oh, they're not going to want to upset, like you said, the public. They're going to go. They're not going to. We got them. Like they think it's some sort of chess match. Oh, we got them to do this. Not the way they're going to say anything now, but they're just going to be quiet, like they've always been quiet when we do things. So they were again too confident, and that's they get. But it's like they weren't secret about it, right? They were hoping they thought their luck was going to continue, didn't realize. So okay, and then
exactly.
NATO, I think again, I see the NATO really does act. And there's also they do something there also on their end, and it tells me that in other words, we're not going to tell you for protective reasons. So that's exciting. That's good.
Yes, this time they've just pushed it too far, because before they've done individual acts here and there to, us, maybe another country, Ukraine, and, just their little tiny tactics here and there. They poison somebody, they, all these little things that they do. But now it goes to show me that whole web around the world. They've done it to too many people, and they've built it up to a point where it's a cumulative point that everybody's just like, enough is enough. We need to deal with these people now and be done.
And I even see that they're like, even the whole thing, actually, after I posted this, I saw these comments that said, oh, they're gonna force people to use, oh, you don't have internet here, Starlink. But what I saw was that finally what it learns, when you mess with me, you have problems. You cannot telephone, you cannot watch YouTube, because I control it. I control it. So you think, rationalize internet, YouTube. You are not nice to me. I got telephone, I got internet. You afraid of me. Okay, understanding? So it's just like, but it's kind of almost like a childlike way that it's like really in the way I see it, it's like, oh really, so it's just gonna be like, because it's sabotage, right? In a way, it's like, I know I go here cutting, bye, later, see you later, go get satellite, so I change election your country. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
so it's so
yeah.
weird that they thought that that was it. That was just like this simplistic plan in their head. Like I feel
Right,
like, but now it's saying they messed with too many people for way too long.
right.
They're not realizing that this is saying this is not 2015 when people were a little bit like, what just happened with Brexit and then Trump?
Exactly.
Now everybody knows and they are being followed everywhere. So it's not the same. So,
Right.
and it's saying the thing that is more saying the thing that is most devastating for Putin is that he realizes that people are not afraid of him. And that's
Mm-hmm.
when the whole thing goes down because he thrives on fear. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they're not they're laughing at the Russian Federation. I don't like it. They're laughing at us. They're not afraid. I'm going to show them that you do not live with Russia Federation. So really like they're so upset because this is I've read in every all the books I've read about the Russian government that the way they see the world is a zero-sum game where they one person wins, the other has to lose. So
Mm-hmm.
why they're
Mm-hmm.
just like they have a very like almost backwards, not almost, but really backwards view of the world, how
Mm-hmm.
to operate. It's like it's about a fear and it's about the wow.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's coming to me is I believe they could have pulled it off
Mm,
if they wouldn't have gotten sloppy Leon involved, because I also get that was a sloppy move from Putin. He got the wrong guy involved. That was a sloppy move on him too,
okay.
because they were getting so desperate. They just want to try. It had to be this election. They
Mm,
had no more chances if it wasn't this election. And
mm,
they didn't cross the finish line last one.
mm.
So they had to do it this one. So I also get it was a sloppy move on Putin that he got Leon involved. I'm sorry. It just comes out Leon now. It's hard for me to
Good,
say Elon.
that's good. So, something else, Peter, that you had mentioned that we were discussing earlier, the comment, there's some people left comments saying that they thought that from the images of the boxing match that it was Elon who was quote unquote the handler of Trump. But both of us think that it's impossible because first of all, in order to be what is it, a handler, you have to be in control. You can't be kind of a clown car like Elon Musk is. Like he's on drugs. He's not a person who keeps it cool.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so
Yeah.
and I believe it's saying this also that in order for a person to be a handler, they have to be part of like they have to be part of the I guess the government over there or something. It's not like they don't try. It's like a sort of a
Mm-hmm.
thing, I guess, in the best way I can put it is like they don't
Yeah.
trust outsiders to do it. They have to be. It has to come to them. So no,
Right.
saying
And they're
they
behind,
go ahead.
yeah, those people are behind the shadows. You know,
Mhm,
you for a handler to be a handler, you got to handle yourself, and he
mhm.
can't
Yeah,
even do that.
that's
So
right. That's right.
and they don't want to be in the public eye. They're behind the scenes being the handler because they don't
Mm-hmm.
want anybody to know that they're controlling the situation. So
Wow.
the when we were talking earlier, I saw um, Putin watching that match and
Mhm.
seeing those guys sitting there, and he just is pissed at Leon because he's showing his his butt basically by
Mm,
trying to be in control. And you
mm,
know, like you said, Trump just won the presidency. For a man who wants all the glamour and glory, he sure looked pretty dang submissive. So
mhm.
it was so obvious who the leader was, and Putin even didn't like that because he's showing everybody exactly what's going down, and that's not okay with Putin.
Mm. Okay, okay. Okay, cool. Interesting, interesting. Uh-huh. Okay. So, all right. So, okay, so let's see here. We'll move go to the next slide, Corina. Yeah? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So here, oh, hold on a second. I have to share because I wasn't sharing. So here we have now, just it will be kind of an interesting question, just quickly to ask about Lithuania. So what's going to happen with
Mm-hmm.
Lithuania? Because of course they suffer a lot from the
Mm-hmm.
bully Russia. So what's going to happen? Are these attacks going to continue in the next year or so? Or are they going to decrease or cease or what? Okay. let's see what's happening with Russia in Lithuania, meaning how are these attacks on Lithuania? Are they going to continue or stop?
I don't see Russia having control
What do
to
you
do
mean?
it.
What do you
Like
mean?
Putin's not there to do that.
To do that what? To attack?
To bomb, to
Okay.
threaten, to like I think we're done here, kind of feeling. Like Putin's not, he's out of reign.
Okay.
Or isn't he very sick? Wasn't he very sick?
Yes, yes, it's possible that he was sick.
Yeah.
So, okay, so
I just kind of feel like this whole thing with like NATO is going to correct that as well.
okay, all right. That's right.
But
It is,
what are you picking up?
no, 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 I see that it's like these, it's okay, it's sad because it reminds me of the things I've read about. I read these books about the guys who organized the 9/11, and it's
Mm-hmm.
same. It's like they have these cells
Mm-hmm.
sent to different countries to create these situations. And so it shows me that soon enough, Ukraine wins the war, and they're gonna have to. I see that they're kind of called back, I guess, or it's too risky to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's no point to it anymore, it's saying.
Mm-hmm.
So wow, okay. So, but I still see it's interesting that those people who work in this part of the Russian military intelligence, whatever you call it, they are somewhat attached to somehow attached to organized crime. So they kind of go into crime, like legitimate,
Mm-hmm.
like that becomes their thing. So because there's no more work, quote unquote, for them to do with this like skill set, right?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so all right.
And
So
yeah.
go ahead. No, go ahead. You're gonna say something.
And you can't change once you do that kind of stuff. It's not, you can't go be an accountant, you know?
Oh, that's right. That's right.
You
So wow, interesting. Okay, all right. So, and it's saying that it shows me also that once Russia there's something about saving face, that there's something before they thought, oh, we're like superpower, but something about these actions by Biden and NATO will expose them as what that they're not as big as they claim to be. So
mm-hmm.
the morale just collapses. So it's interesting. They know people don't want to do this stuff anymore anyway over there. So okay, so
No,
that's
and I think once
yeah.
the citizens see the truth of what he's actually done and what he's been telling them
Mhm,
and what
mhm,
the truth actually is, they're going to turn on him. And they're
mhm,
going to, you know,
mhm. Yeah,
and they should. You know,
yeah.
it's sad because it's not the people of Russia, it's him.
Mhm.
They can't help what he's doing,
Yes,
those
yes,
poor citizens.
yes. Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, no, but it feels good, right? When you feel like it's gonna decrease, right? It's we can
Yeah, exactly.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So okay. All right. So now on to the other explosive subject
Yeah,
here.
it's game time.
So did I link? So yesterday we talked about Elon Musk having fights with somebody in the Trump camp. It didn't say who. But then after we had done the video, published it, because we published it in the late afternoon or 5 p.m. or something. Then it comes out that the person he was fighting with is this man named Boris Epshteyn. And so that's the person that Elon Musk is fighting. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard about Boris Epshteyn. He was mentioned in the Mueller report, and he was born in Russia. He came to the US as like probably 10 years old, something like 8 or 10. He also has an American passport too, but I remember reading that before Trump ran for office, there was a moment when Russia was booming, right? And with foreign investment. And so he was doing business in Russia. And like at some point, I've read that he has been linked with essentially people from the Russian government, which it would not, of course, it wouldn't surprise us, right? But the point is,
Right.
he has a Russian passport. So he speaks Russian, he has a Russian passport. And we have Elon, who is a Russian asset. Like he does work on behalf of, right, of somebody that we know.
Mm-hmm.
Some
Mm-hmm.
that is, I don't know. I don't know. So 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 there's tall building also in between. Huh? Because I kind of feel like going along the lines of what also Corina said earlier, that Elon is kind of stepping on the wrong, like not to, who knows what their, ranking is, but at this point, I think it's safe to say that the Russian government and Russian mob are connected somehow. And that if you mess with
Mhm.
somebody over there, who's connected, you know what I'm saying? Problemos. Uh-oh.
Mhm.
Uh-oh. So my question is, who does Putin like the most? So who lasts longer? Right? Because and the other thing, this is important to tell you how great Boris Epshteyn is. So Boris Epshteyn, the article said that he's the person responsible for nominating maggots to the Department of Justice. So, wow, what a great guy. So it's a
Yeah.
battle of devils, but really, but it's just to show you who we're dealing with here. So that's my question. Now it's coming out publicly that he's messing with a man who has a Russian passport, true Russian passport.
Yeah.
You're just working for us. What do you think? Just because you have money, we throw you from building. So, so, so okay. So really, Corina. So who wins? Let's see.
Yeah. I think
Let's
we
see.
know who they are.
What is the no
Ding,
no
ding,
no no no? So
ding.
how does Putin see this fight that came out in the news? And who does he like? Who does he protect? Does he protect anyone in the end, or how does this go? Does he perceive this as disrespect? Disrespect.
Mhm. Mhm.
Disrespect. Disrespect, not to say. Okay, but what so, so what does Putin see?
He's used all he's used all Leon's money. He's used his Starlink system. He doesn't need that anymore. Done. I think Leon's first off the building. Epstein has too much knowledge and can still help Putin. What do you get?
Let's see here. Now let's see who goes. So interesting.
You'll
Okay, so
get some good
this.
details.
And then then I will ask that question that I've had before about Boris Epshteyn. But so I see this that Putin and the other Russians are there observing. Disrespectful man who grows money. He grew up emerald on mouth. Look at him. He does not respect the man who rose, who proved loyalty to Russia government. Now he yells at his face. He's yelling at him, not understand it because truly his money is fake. We know it. Look at this respect of our person. Oh, so okay, guys. Sorry, I just heard this noise
Where,
because Corey, are you there?
Rosie,
Hello, guys. So there was a minor technical issue, so the call was interrupted. So we're stepping right back where we were. So I was talking about how Russians perceived in the Russian government perceived this perceived Elon Musk versus Boris Epshteyn. And so then the next part is what will they do about it? Are they going to do something about it to protect Boris Epshteyn, or what will be the culmination of this, right, Karina?
mm-hmm,
It's kind of isn't it the next part, the next question?
mm-hmm.
Okay, so what happens? Wow. Wow. Oh my God. It's so bizarre. I see that somebody reaches out to Elon Musk saying, you know what? You can't do that, dude. You just can't. You just like he's been working with them for, he's one of them or something. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
what? I am the smartest guy in the world. I do rocket ships. I am so amazing. I have followers. I am the biggest everybody knows me. Do you think I have to because I see his disgust. Do I have to even deal with this little guy here? I mean, he's short. He is not attractive. I mean, he's okay. And he is just offended by what, and they're like, and now, wow. And I see this person who, to me, it doesn't show me their faces. I mean, a matter, sort of like a messenger. He's really the messenger saying, give the message. And he's like, oh my God, now it's like he doesn't get it, huh? Doesn't get it. So, and I see that that's how it is. Like that man's meaning, like they realize what they've done. They trusted this guy who is out of his mind. He's so, and then I see Putin like, what do we do? So that's
Yeah,
kind of, so
yeah.
what happens then?
I don't know. It almost seems like Putin would rather give him up
Hmm.
to the
Yes.
authorities than, because he can't kill him. It's too obvious. Right now, if
So,
he tried to take him out, it would be too obvious. So I think he would rather give him up because, at this point, I think the heat's going to be on Putin so much that he's going to be the one having to back down, not us, because it's us and NATO, it's everything. So I don't, I think he's just going to give him up. Here you go.
wow. So, but I have also at the same time, Quinn, I feel like they're not gonna, how do you say it? The government's not gonna be like, oh, really? Suddenly, it's not enough
Mm-mm,
because
mm-mm.
both Elon Musk is also the crime that he's done is too big anyway. And then I see, you know what I see that what? Okay, let's ask like this: is Putin gonna do something against? Oh, because okay, let me tell you what I pick up, and then we'll ask. So one of the things I've noticed, this goes way back for a long time. And this is long. Somebody asked this one time about Tesla. So my thing with Elon Musk, other than the fact that he's an a-hole and the stuff he said, is that I've always like the rise of Tesla as far as the stock is very highly suspicious,
Mm-hmm.
very sus because there's like hundreds and thousands of people who see that the
Mm-hmm.
stock and the fundamentals don't come together. It's completely manipulated. It's everybody
Mm-hmm.
does that. It's a bit, and it connects very, very well with the rise in cryptocurrencies and how they're also completely manipulated. So there's nothing, the prices are not organic. There's a lot of people manipulating the price. I believe, this is my theory, is that Russians are wash trading Tesla stock. So wash trading is complicated to,
Mm-hmm.
it's when you create these fake accounts that buy and sell the stock to mimic real, it's like they buy
Sale.
each other to mimic volume to essentially you're manipulating your stock, the price of a stock.
Mm-hmm.
And that what I think that Putin's deal with Elon Musk was. It's like we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna pump your stock. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
create wash trading situations that's gonna make it. And then for one way to see it, and of course I follow a lot. I worked in finance, long story, but one way to notice is whenever there's a like new on the news, for example, there's huge recalls or some news that would always with normal companies impact the price goes up, which
Yeah.
it's like it goes up because they're manipulating it, right? They know
Mm-hmm.
that this is so in order for people to stay in disbelief, it gets pumped. So
Mm-hmm.
what I think is this is that Putin could, because that's something I've always seen happening. If
Mm-hmm.
the Russians stop pumping Tesla, the stock will collapse. There's not enough real interest in it. It's
Ooh.
manipulated. So is Putin going to be,
Yeah.
because that's something he could do. He could stop the wash trading, and that would make the price collapse. Or is he going to do that? Is Putin going to
Very, very interesting.
okay, so what is he going to do? Oh wow, yes. You know what I see?
Mm-hmm.
See that like wow, it's like oh wow, it's like a weird image, like some almost like looks like a steak. Something landing, flat landing, like
Ah,
like that.
yeah,
And
it
it
just falls.
falls. And it's
Yeah.
like it shows me and it's interesting because we had the image of the building, the tall building, but it's not Elon Musk falling from the building. It's the price falling. They are going to let the price fall as opposed to
Yeah.
propping it up with fake movement. So that's a way it's saying for Elon Musk, it's like death, right? It's like it shows that he's been a oh, and I see that Putin he puts out some statements saying something like, "Oh, it's nice to know see that the people we see them for what they are. Or companies that are overvalued now we see that they may not have been as valued as well as high as they have been." And it shows me, and this is something I've done research. Long story. There's a VC firm called Vi Capital VY. It was started by a
Mm-hmm.
man who used to work with another VC company that where the money that came from it was called the DST, and the name of the person was Yuri Milner. Yuri Milner. He was actually an investor in Facebook, and he was the Panama Papers showed that the money for his investment firm came from the Kremlin. It was also I forgot
Right.
exactly when. So from this DST company that was Yuri Milner's company, this other man, Alexander Thomas, came from. And then he started his own firm called Vi Capital. But what's interesting is that a lot of financial newspapers, they never say that but he is. And I found on the Russian press, TASS, TASS, that's the Russian press for press releases from the Russian government. They're saying, oh yes, they called him Russian. So we know it's true. It's just that he goes through great lengths to pretend that he's not Russian.
Mm-hmm.
So this company, Vi Capital, has done investments in pretty much all of Elon Musk's businesses, and they're the biggest investor in all of them. So in other words, I believe Kremlin money. So my question then becomes, what happens? So if they let the price go, that doesn't make sense because they also benefit from the price being up. So are they going to? What is? I guess we're going to. I almost don't want to know because I don't want to know. It's not my business. But what are they going to do? What is a company like that going to do if the price of Tesla collapses? Is it worth it for them? Because maybe it's just a payment. It doesn't make sense. Maybe they see it as a payment to Elon Musk, or is it a real investment? Does it make sense what I'm saying, Corina? Is it too much, too long?
No, because it feels like it was more money laundering anyway.
Okay.
I mean, I do think they get money out of it, but it almost feels like it's a drop in the bucket. Like there's money coming from so many sources that he's exposed. But it also feels too that how I said that might try to use his face as the fall guy. He's not, and there's so many people that are connected to Russia with this that Putin can't get out of it this time. But he also thinks that he may survive this and has to save face, so he's going to put the face of the fall on other people, even though it all ties back to him. So I think too that some of these, like Leon, they're going to go through that. They're about to go through some things. And yeah, I don't see him having a problem with crashing his company, because what has he got to lose at this point? So he's backed against the wall.
Yeah, just clarify. Crash the stock, right?
Not crash the stock. Yeah, crash the stock. Yeah,
that will crash the company also. But it's
exactly.
That's right. Okay, so but
yeah, and I'm sorry, but it's a crappy run company anyway.
That's right. That's right. So that's right. So it's saying that, and then I see that it's interesting. Then I see again this image of collapse. Like it's interesting that we use the image. Let me show you guys again that we had used the image of the fallen building. Okay. Here, the fallen building, tall building falling. But what I see is that there's not that the man is falling from the building, but the building itself is falling. Boom, just like that. Boom. Not even exploding, but just boom, collapsing, the man collapsing the building. So as Elon Musk collapses, and I see that Putin's like, oh, how did that work out for you, Elon? Like, and then I see the image of Boris Epshteyn, like
having a cigar. Yeah,
no,
he's having a cigar.
I still think he's a relatively minor figure, but and he's not showy with like, you know what I mean, like stuff like that. But it's more like he's like, how did that work out for you? Another one bites the dust, because we know this is documented. Everybody that Putin, he controls the oligarchs. So he's like, I created you and I take you down. So
exactly.
So in that world, having money means nothing because Putin can destroy you anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. There's too much money from other sources. He doesn't need his. So, and honestly, that would pretty much match even visions you've had before too about Elon, how he loses everything.
And I remember how
he would lose. Yeah, I'm sorry. He would lose everything because the government is no longer going to give him contracts. He's no longer going to be successful with Starlink because everybody's onto him. So what's the last thing to go? His company.
Wow, that's what I know. But Starlink, actually, Corina, to be honest, Starlink is part of SpaceX, his company.
Yes, right? You're right. It is.
SpaceX is worth now. So of course now that Trump won, he's organizing a so-called tender offer that's valuing the company as $240 billion. So of course he's going to collapse that price at least. But that's just one. Doesn't
Yeah,
make sense. In the way Tesla is worth less than SpaceX is. So that's also one other
right,
reason. Sorry. But it's saying none of the things, nothing, it's saying it's all fake. It's saying, and then
right.
okay, and then oh, just going
And
back.
he's not going to be able to be in SpaceX anymore, is what I
Right.
mean.
That's right.
He's not going to be in control of that.
So the thing that I got that I wanted to say this, Karina, is that it reminded me of something else. I remember seeing that in this by December something he would go down. I remember this well.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Sure.
mm-hmm.
And now it makes sense because we didn't know even like a few months ago that he was going to be this involved in elections. Can you imagine?
No, he did. He was behind the scenes, but all of a sudden he popped up like right around October. And that would make sense because they started seeing that she was going to win. So we have to kick this up, and it makes sense. He's jumping around like a fool. So
Yeah, and I see, I see interesting. I do see Putin, even though I don't think he's going to last much longer, but he will survive, meaning he will survive Elon Musk. Like he will see the downfall of Elon Musk while he's alive.
mhm.
So that makes sense. Wow,
Yeah,
interesting. Wow. So
I
okay.
think I think they'll all live long enough to see their own downfalls.
Wow, very good. Wow.
Wouldn't
No,
that be nice?
no, that's crazy. Wow. Okay. So amazing, amazing. Okay, so wow. Okay, so there's even more stuff today. There's more. There's a
Wow.
lot of events today. As someone one comment said one time, "Oh, I love this you guys' show because it's like a soap opera. There's all these events." It's true. It's like a soap opera. Okay.
Like
So
sitting around old time radio listening
wow, okay. So all
to the
right. So,
story.
okay, so now I don't know what the story of this book man Matt Gates. So of course this is the ridiculous situation that so there's four headlines here. The ridiculous situation that they're dominating Matt Gates for Attorney General. Now here we have a situation where MTG, she's defends him. She's so great, right? So saying
Love her.
expose sexual harassment claims against Republicans if Gates' report is released. That's her threats. Now, this is Chuck Grassley. And by the way, Chuck Grassley was involved. He was a lot in the Mueller report. He was cited because there's one of his staffers. It's a long story, but the point is, he's not exactly a lefty. Okay. And even he is saying Gates' ethics release would result in faster consideration of nomination. So he wants it to be released. Now, there's a lawyer that tells ABC News his two clients told House Ethics Committee that Gates paid them for sex. And by the way, he's not saying this, but when they were minors, here, hacker accesses sealed testimony of woman alleging Matt Gates had sex with her when she was 17. This file that was hacked Monday included testimony of a woman who alleges she had sex with Gates when she was 17, and the testimony of a second woman who says she witnessed the encounter. Source told NBC News. So here's the situation, and they're like fighting for Matt Gates. Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't even know, Brenda. Do you want to? I mean,
Well, and I just want to say one thing just to remind everybody what Rosie said earlier. Matt Gates was referred by Boris Epshteyn. So let's just say that and then let's move it. So it just, gives people more context of who's all linked together. So yeah, I don't know. It wouldn't hurt taking a look at this. I think it's kind of fun. Let's give everybody a little fun for the end here.
And it's also because, but this is not a secret either, that it seems like Republicans hate him. Even, right, you see
Yeah.
they hate him. He's very hated among his own colleagues. So what is going to happen? Is he going to, what the hell? What do you see happening in the situation, Karina, with Matt Gates? Let's see.
I think he's going to be exposed.
Yeah, I see.
I think it's going to be all exposed for everybody to see. Because yes, the Republicans can't stand him. Like Chuck Grassley, we all know what he's capable of, his own self. But he's so old and he's been around Congress so long that he is so offended and disgusted by Matt Gates's actions on in the halls. Let's just say that. So yeah, they can't stand him. They want him gone. So I think everybody's going to do everything they can. And then you've got Mike Johnson going, this isn't the way we do things. Well, apparently it is, because MGT just said she was going to do it. So why can't we do it? So let's do it. If everybody's going to be exposing everybody, now's the time. So, yeah, I think he's going to end up being exposed.
No, because I see him, I see this image of him, and then I swear it's Kevin McCarthy, because he's like, he has it, he's like, here you go, here you are, guys, here it is, that's him. So he's laughing, and then I see Matt Gaetz, he's like, life.
So deserving. Couldn't happen to a better guy.
They're jealous of me. Okay, I said they're 6.5. Okay, and I never said they were 10s. I never said they were 10s. Just ugly. Okay, you're ugly. Oh, you're lucky. Okay, I ever talked to you.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then I see this is the level, and he's like, Dad, he's just so upset. And he's like, and I see that's him on the stairs of, I guess, the Congress or something. And then there's like all the press and all these people. Oh, wow, this is what's the report? And then somebody, so what's up with, so Matt gets, they're jealous of me because I am the English. Okay, they want to attack me. And everybody also shocked that he doesn't even defend himself, because it's saying what's in there is indefensible. And
exactly.
He just acts like, but so what? Like, it doesn't, it's just these women making us upset because you're jealous of me. I'm married now. I never gave him a ring, okay? So
yeah. Which, come on. The top cop of the country is going to be Matt Gaetz. Really?
And then
really?
I see shock. Everybody's like, wow, they have nothing to say. They're just like, everybody's like, wow.
Everybody's backing away as fast as they can.
And then I see that he's like, kind of like, everybody walks away and he stays there. Now, he's been elected already, right? So that someone explained to me that he resigned, but then he only resigned for this one term, and then the next term starts in January. So if this is released, I feel like it's in the next few days. I think it's going to be released, and there's no way that it's not going to be released. I think it will be.
Right.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
I think there's no way it's going to be released. Yes. And
well, you know what I just heard? It's another slice of the moon.
Oh, that's right.
Stuff being exposed.
And then I see that he's out. There's something where I see that he's already resigned. So they're gonna have to extend it. There's a way that they can be like, now we're gonna have to extend your resignation because there was these things happen. They're saying they could do. So is he going to take power for the next Congress? I don't
think so either, because I think that he's gonna be so humiliated once all this comes out. I think I'll just stay resigned. And then, as far as you and I are concerned, Kamala's in there and the law is coming down on him because he's done some horrific things. And that's going to be exposed.
Yes, and I see again that the Republicans there's only a few freaks who support him, like MTG.
Right. Look at the people who support him and what they have been linked to. So he is there because he's the man that wouldn't hesitate to cover up those kind of crimes because he's involved in those kind of crimes. So that's why they chose him, to get rid of all that kind of stuff.
Yes. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's saying, yes, a minute.
I see his. Okay, see if you pick anything up. I see his father, and I don't even know what his father looks like or anything. Matt Gaetz' father, but I see him being very angry, like, you blew it. You were so close. You blew it. Because his father isn't his father. Well, I pick up his father's just as guilty in crimes. Yes. I don't.
And they say he was a politician also, like a local politician, but he made money. I don't know exactly how. I had
That
picked up
makes
before,
sense.
honestly, that the father may be involved in like money laundering or even drug trap, like washing
Mm,
money from drugs, stuff like that.
mm-hmm,
Think
mm-hmm.
because he's very rich, the father. So
Right.
I feel like he's
Yeah.
sort of shady business. He has some shady business, and wow, and you know
Yeah.
what? You remember the Matt Gates? I remember the story that he had a Cuban immigrant that was living with him,
Yes.
son.
Ugh, yes.
Nestor, his name was. And I still think, and I get a sense that there's some kind of like, it's like human trafficking for real,
Of
right?
course. Of
Wow.
course. I mean, come on. When you go back, when you look at that real situation, it's, yeah, come on. We know what it
Oh,
is.
and it's saying exactly this when I say that they put him there and then he can clean up, like delete all the cases that involve, because he knows what he did, right? So all
Mm-hmm.
the cases that have to do with human trafficking, exploitation of minors, stuff like that, he's gonna, oh no, delete it. And it's saying even the
Yeah.
death case.
Yeah.
So,
And all those players, the reason those players are in the dark is because they are involved in that kind of stuff. Their businesses and everything they have making money is so they can do that kind of stuff. So that's Matt Gates is the perfect person to put in there to hide all that kind of stuff. It's
wow,
connecting the dots of the players.
wow, it's amazing, Karina, no? It's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah. But I mean, to me, he just feels like a laughing stock.
mm-hmm.
Like I can't not laugh every time. I I mean, it's just to me, it's just there's nothing there. No energy. He's just a laughing stock as far as I'm concerned.
Wow, wow, wow. So, okay. All right. So, but that's it, right, Karina? That's it for today, right?
Yeah. Wasn't sure if did you have one more or was
Oh,
that
that's right. Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry. I'm like, okay. Was that no? I'm sorry. Did I interrupt? Is there anything
no,
else?
no, 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 no. I wasn't sure if you wanted to show that one or
No,
not.
this. Oh, no, no, hold on. Because it's not okay. It's just share. Okay. Okay. So, can the president declare war without Congress permission? So, go ahead.
Yeah, I can't really read it, so you go ahead. It's a little small for me to read from here, but
So, can the president declare war without Congress permission? It provides that the president can send U.S. armed forces into action abroad only by declaration of war by Congress, statutory authorization, or in case of a national emergency created by attack upon the United States, its territories or possessions, or its armed forces.
yes.
Okay, so
And I think that's an important piece of information for everybody to have a little solace in because I'm not really paying attention. I'm not paying attention at all, but I can hear, you know, people around me talk about how everybody's infighting. And, we've seen for years that it's just all the rats eating each other at this time. But he doesn't need their permission to declare war. And so Congress cannot stop him, which is a good thing if it's a Republican controlled Congress. They help him decide how much money, what troops after the fact, but he can still declare war without Congress. So I
Mhm.
think that's a good thing for everybody to know.
That's right. So just because it did come up in the comments, so somebody said, "Oh, but the president can't." It's not that we're saying that this is going to be like a huge like war, that's going to go on forever. It's just that
No,
in the case of what is happening now, and he has a very short time left, um, in office, and if he does do the things he did with the submarines that I saw in the vision. So he can actually do it. It's not he has the ability and the power to do it. So
right. Yeah. And it would be something he would do with NATO,
that's right. That's right. So
which would make a lot of sense at this point.
yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah.
wow, interesting times that we're living in.
Yeah. Yes, it is. It's, I know it's hard for everybody, but we just got to stay focused. Keep
Mhm.
your eyes on the prize, people.
Yeah,
Keep your
yeah,
eyes on the prize.
for sure, for sure. Excellent. All right. So we're done for today, Corina?
Yep, I
Okay.
think that's some good information.
Yes, excellent. So, okay, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow.